Okay, let's kick things off with our deep dive today. We're looking at two really heavyweight systems from ancient India, Samkhya and Advaita Vedanta.
Right. And both are aiming for the same goal, ultimately liberation, moksha, getting free from suffering, dukkha.
But the way they get there, their whole picture of reality, their darshana, their vision, it's fundamentally different.
Completely different. It really boils down to this core question. Is reality fundamentally two things, dual? Or is it just one single thing, non-dual?
That's the conflict, Samkhya's dualism versus Advaita's non-dualism.
And what's really fascinating, I think, is how these ancient ideas, they connect in surprising ways to challenges we're grappling with now, in science, consciousness, even quantum physics.
Absolutely. So let's map out that divide. Start with Samkhya. It's the older one, right? And it's strictly dualistic.
Rigorously dualistic, yeah. It says there are two basic, independent, co-eternal kinds of reality.
Okay, lay them out for us. What are the two?
So first you have prakriti. Think of that as, well, everything that changes. Nature, matter, energy, the physical world. But crucially, Samkhya includes the mind here too.
The mind, like thoughts, ego, emotions, that's prakriti.
Exactly. The intellect, buddhi, the ego, amkara, the sensory mind, manas, they're all seen as subtle evolutions of this fundamental nature, prakriti. It's dynamic, always changing.
Okay, interesting. So that's player one. What's the other?
That's purusha. And purusha is totally different. It's pure consciousness. Contentless, unchanging, passive, just the witness.
A silent observer. And Samkhya says there isn't just one purusha.
No, that's key. It posits a plurality of purushas, countless individual centers of consciousness, each distinct and separate.
Wow, okay. So the world we experience is prakriti transforming, evolving.
A real transformation, yes. Parinamavada. And bondage, suffering comes from a mistake.
What kind of mistake?
A cognitive one, avidya, ignorance. It's the failure to see the difference, aviveka, between the pure witnessing purusha and the active changing prakriti, including the mind.
So liberation, Kaivalya, is isolation. Seeing that distinction clearly.
Precisely. Isolating the purusha from prakriti, realizing your true nature as the unaffected witness.
Okay. Got it. Let's completely shift gears. Advaita Vedanta.
Right. Advaita looks at Samkhya's dualism and says, nope. It argues for radical non-dualism.
Only one reality.
Only one. Brahman, absolute reality, often described as Sat Chidananda, pure existence, pure consciousness, pure bliss.
And the individual self, the Atman.
Here's the core teaching. Atman is Brahman. Your deepest self isn't just part of Brahman or connected to it. It is it, fundamentally.
Whoa! So, if everything is Brahman, this one reality, what about the world, the suffering, the separateness we feel?
That's explained through the concept of Maya.
The illusion.
Well, illusion can be a bit misleading. It's more like an apparent reality, a superimposition onto Brahman. The world is mithya.
Mithya, meaning empirically real, like we interact with it, but it's not absolutely real?
Exactly. It's an apparent transformation, vivartavada, not a real one like in Samkhya. Think of seeing a rope in the dark and mistaking it for a snake. The snake is empirically real to you in that moment, but it's absolutely unreal. The rope, Brahman, is the only thing truly there.
So liberation, moksha in Advaita, isn't about isolation, it's about realization.
Realization. Seeing through Maya, understanding that your true identity, Atman, is already and always Brahman. It's waking up to the reality that was always there.
Okay, the distinction is sharp. Now, let's connect this back to the modern relevance you mentioned. How do these ancient frameworks speak to, say, the mind-body problem?
Samkhya offers a really elegant, almost non-Cartesian solution centuries before Descartes. Remember how the mind is part of prakriti, part of nature?
Right, it's material, just subtle.
So the hard problem isn't mind versus body. Both are prakriti. The real divide is between the entire psychophysical system, prakriti, and the pure consciousness, purusha, that witnesses it.
And the implication for free will is kind of startling.
It is. If agency, decision-making, volition, if all that belongs to the mechanical, deterministic workings of prakriti.
Then the true self, purusha, doesn't do anything. It just watches.
Exactly. It's a non-acting witness, which, strangely echoes some modern neuroscience findings suggesting our conscious feeling of making a choice might actually be a story we tell ourselves after the brain has already initiated the action.
A post hoc rationalization.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Okay, what about Advaita? How does that connect?
Advaita's non-dualism, this idea of one single, indivisible reality, Brahman. Well, it finds resonance in some interpretations of quantum physics.
How so?
Think about quantum entanglement, the idea that particles can be linked in such a way that they remain connected, instantaneously influencing each other regardless of distance. It challenges our classical notion of separate, independent objects. It suggests a deeper underlying unity.
A kind of holism. The universe isn't just a collection of parts.
Right. Some physicists argue the universe isn't locally real. The idea of Brahman as a single, unbroken whole seems philosophically aligned with that kind of counterintuitive physics.
And Advaita's concept of Maya, the apparent reality.
That lines up intriguingly well with modern neuroscience's view of perception. The idea that what we experience isn't a direct pipeline to external reality, but rather the brain's best guess, a kind of controlled hallucination.
Our brain constructs our reality based on sensory input and prior expectations.
Precisely. Our perceived world, our sense of a separate self, neuroscientists might say that's the brain's model, its useful interface. Advaita would say that constructed reality is Maya, veiling the underlying singular consciousness, Brahman.
So if we try to bring these together, Samkhya gives us this detailed map of how experience is structured, the mechanics of mind and matter interaction.
Yeah, it's like the blueprint of the machinery. But Advaita questions the ultimate reality of the machine itself. It focuses intensely on the nature of the consciousness having the experience.
The experiencer, not just the experience. Samkhya maps the movie projector, and the film, Advaita says, only the screen, Brahman, is truly real.
That's a good way to put it. One details the process, the other points to the ground of being itself.
Which leaves us, and you the listener, with a pretty profound thought to chew on. Modern science is searching for its own theory of everything, trying to unify forces, particles.
Right, the grand unification.
But what if the final unification isn't about finding the smallest particle or the ultimate force? What if the real paradigm shift, the true theory of everything, requires understanding the fundamental nature of consciousness itself, the Brahman, the screen upon which the entire cosmic drama plays out? Maybe the unification is looking inward to the nature of the observer.